Guys, Nick Friedel, ESPN. Jimmy, from the moment the series started, you've always been confident that you could come in here and do this. Why aren't you guys surprised that you've now done what you've done in these first two games?
I'm not surprised because everybody's so locked in right now. Everybody's putting in extra work, watching that film, working on their game, and that's where your confidence always comes from. And we got some great field generals out there, and these two guys that are helping myself and these younger guys, and to make sure that they're playing hard every possession on both ends of the floor.
Thank you. Jimmy, Joe Colley from the Chicago Sun-Times. You seem to, even though the stage has gotten bigger, you seem to be doing the same thing you kind of did the last couple of weeks, where you're okay with playing facilitator and doing what the game takes, letting it come to you, and then having those takeover moments. When do you feel like, I mean, how are you getting a sense of when it's time to do that, when to jump in, when to get Nico going, when to get, Dwayne going? I mean, how are you pacing the game like?
It's really simple. When I'm open, I normally shoot the ball. Sometimes when I'm not open, I also shoot the ball. But majority of the time, I pass it to the open guy. And when they're making shots, my job's a lot easier. And, people can't load up on me. And then on top of everything else, these two do a lot of that as well. When they're attacking, they're being aggressive, and they're getting everybody else involved. And especially when we're getting stops, man. When we're getting stops, we're pretty tough.
Casey Johnson, Chicago Tribune. Rajon, you said after game one that it was just one game. You can't, you haven't won the series yet. Do you take the same approach now that you're up 2-0 on the road? And also, it looked like you had a little bit more responsibility on Isaiah tonight defensively. So how did that affect your offensive game, if at all?
I just tried to stay aggressive. I was pretty aggressive last game, but I got myself in some foul trouble. He's a really crafty guy, and just want to go out and play as hard as I could. And I definitely, game 3 is just one game. But it's going to be our biggest game of our season. We want to approach it with that mindset and go out there and try to get another W. It's one game at a time, one possession at a time.
Dwayne, Mark D'Amico from Celtics.com. For those of us who haven't watched you guys for 82 games and then into the postseason this year, just how clear are you guys playing with clear minds right now? It just seems like everything's flowing for you guys and you're playing with no pressure at all.
Well, you play the 82 games to learn a little bit about yourself. And, one thing I learned about this team is through adverse situations, this team stick together. And, we had adversity throughout this year, as every team have. And, that's the thing that's made us closer and stronger together. So, the credit for this team sticking together through injuries, through everything, to put ourselves in position to make the playoff, it goes to everyone, from the coaching staff to the leaders, to the young guys. Everyone did it together. So when you win, when you come into the playoffs like this and you get wins, together, it feels good because no one gives you a chance. You know that your success comes by what you guys do together and what you guys believe as a group. And we all believe in each other, and that's led to us playing a lot better of late.
Dwayne, Vince Goodwill, CSN Chicago. You've gone against Rajon in playoff settings for years.
Hated him.
You want to say that again to make
Hated
sure?
him.
Okay.
As a competitor.
Just what is it about him that when this setting happens, he raises his level to another game, and that you guys sort of give of yourselves to trust him in this setting?
Well, that hated him is their respect. When we played against Boston back in the day, Rondo would mess up. He knew all the plays. He messes up your first option, and then he knows the second option. We was just good enough to have a third option, but he was that good. And I think for myself and Jimmy to have someone who's so locked in, that gives us a different voice. Fred gives us a voice. And Rondo gives us another voice. And he's so locked in, and we know we can go to him and ask him anything. He's watching film all the time. And so, it's key when you have a point guard, like him, that controls the whole game. You just got to play. Tonight, our job was easy. We just had to play. And as I told him, way to run your team. So he did an amazing job of that.
Sam Smith with Bulls.com for Rajon. The 3 alphas back. You had mentioned that early in the season. But what have you done since that game in here, March 12th, when you lost to Boston? You went in the starting lineup to elevate your game, and now to elevate it further, these 2 games in the playoffs.
I just stayed in the gym and worked. You know, I don't think it's nothing I've done as far as the mindset. I've been a little bit more aggressive offensively, but you know, before the game, Jimmy Dwayne keeps telling me to shoot the ball, stay aggressive. So with them telling me that, you know, I just try to go out there and do what I need to do for my teammate. You know, lead by example with my voice, and I know I got a tough task. You know, chasing IT all over the court. So I just try to go out there and do the intangibles for my team.
Jared Weiss, CLNS Radio. In the first quarter, you guys forced transition early, got 4 steals in the first quarter, 20 field goal attempts, really beat the Celtics at their own game. How crucial was it to establish power in the transition game and force mismatches and transition confusion early on?
Well, I mean, the biggest thing for us, you know, to start the game is we had to withstand their initial run. And, you know, the one thing that we know about our point guard, he like everybody to go. So he got, how many rebounds he got tonight? 9. When he gets the ball, he's like, go, go. So, you know, we want to get those opportunities. We need easy baskets. This is a great defensive team. So if we see they have court set up every play, it's going to be hard to score. So, you know, our mentality is to try to get out, try to get some easy ones and put some pressure on them in a different way.
Julian Bimbo, Boston Globe. Rondo, there's a term of endearment people use for you. They say playoff Rondo, and we've seen it here. You've had 10 triple doubles in the playoffs here. But how much truth is there to that? And then what sort of your mindset coming in this game, I guess?
For the playoffs, you know, for me in particular, you know, you get a couple of days, extra days of rest for the body. You know, I get 3 or 4 days of prep on the team, lock into their game plan, and I'm playing, you know, plus minutes. I don't know what it is. You know, I just try to lock in and, like I said, do what I can for my team. But I wouldn't be in this position unless, you know, my teammates did, you know, those guys last game, Bobby Portis made some big plays, Jay Grant made big plays. So, you know, Fred Hoiberg is doing a hell of a job of putting us in the right situation to go out there and get some wins.
This is for any of you guys. Obviously, Bobby Portis had the big game in Game 1, and then Zipser tonight really contributed. These guys are making their playoff debuts. Are these guys surprising you at all with the poise that they're showing and, you know, not being afraid of the big moment?
No, I mean, they're doing great. You know, we give credit to them. As I told you guys, that first day, you know, in practice, you know, to prepare for this series, they kicked our butt. They really brought it. You know, they was out there about an hour before us, preparing, getting ready. And now you see it. You see guys are ready. And they kicked our butt where we looked at each other like, we going to be good because those guys are ready and they pushing us. So we're happy that they having big games. We believe and trust in those guys, and we need that. We need somebody off the bench every night to step up and make an impact.